What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another special Next Gen Newsweek episode. Once again, I'm sitting here with Jason Tomlinson from Big Dad Games and
What's up?
Jonathan Bly, and we are going to spend some time talking about some more Smash DLC characters because we do these about every 6 or 7 months or so, and not what we probably should for after every single character release. So it's been 7 months since we did the last one of these. So we're going to catch up with Jason and Jonathan to see what they've been up to. And then we're going to spend some time talking about Pyra and Mythra as well as Kazuya. And then maybe if we have some time, we'll talk about the Nintendo E3 Direct and get some feedback about some exciting games that everyone's excited for. So first, Jason, like I said, it's been 7 months since the last time we did one of these. So how's everything going as far as the return to normalcy as far as getting back in the swing of doing tournaments in person?
It's been really wonderful. We lost the place that we had the Big Dad Games Weekly during the pandemic. The wonderful, wonderful nonprofit Sumner Teen Center went under. So we lost a place to have our Smash Bros Weekly, and we weren't necessarily looking for a place to rehome the weekly. Just it sort of happened gradually, but as of this week, we're able to say that the Portland Pizza and Pub, just to the north of Nashville, is the new home for the Smash Brothers Weekly for Big Dad Games, and it's been really, really great. Especially, I want to say, January and February were just, things were still just kind of thawing out from the pandemic. And by March, April, we were starting to do, I know we did once a month for March and April. And then I'm pretty sure we did, I think, the Monday after Memorial Day on. So all of June and now July as well. We'll be moving it from Monday to Tuesday night, but the venue is just such a great place because they've got, we call it the poker room. They have a poker tournament at this place every Monday night, and so we've been kind of in tandem with that for the last month or so, and the crowd control just got a little bit out of control not out of control, but just challenging this past Monday night. So the management asked us to move it to Tuesday night, and we will get to have our own room at the pizza place. So going forward, Tuesdays at 6:00, you'll find Big Dad Games and crew at the Portland Pizza Pub for some Smash Brothers action, and it's been an absolute treasure to be with all the fellas. Some of the OG players that we've known from the beginning, like the two of you, have been much more frequent faces, and even my own son, he's been back. Although that's about to change because marching band is starting back up. But we've seen it's been really cool. I was rattling off. This is probably 3 weeks ago. So this is in Portland. We're just in the northernmost part of Middle Tennessee. And we had players come from Clarksville and Nashville, and of course Gallatin, Hendersonville, and also players down from Bowling Green. And it was just I didn't anticipate how centrally located Portland really is, but it's been a tremendous blessing. Sorry I talked so long.
No, you're good. I really enjoy being in Portland because I live like 5 minutes away from that venue.
Exactly.
So it's really easy to do that instead of driving all the way home from work and then turn around and drive all the way back to somewhere else. I mean, I'd do it anyway, but still, it's very convenient for an old man as myself. So, Jonathan, last time we talked to you about this, you were watching movies with your friends over Discord. So, how are you still doing that, or are you actually going back to watching movies with your friends in person?
Bold of you to assume I have friends to watch with in person.
Man,
all of the friends that I talk to regularly are states away. Either some of them are a little bit closer, like Louisville, but my other half of the friend group is in like Massachusetts, New York area. So we don't have it as frequently as we used to, but we still find ourselves watching movies together every now and then.
Nice. How has the transition back to normal been for you in every other way?
I'm gonna keep it $1.50 with you. Pandemic life and non-pandemic life are looking real similar. I spend most of my hobbies. Most of my hobbies are with my wife, so I'm either watching a movie with her, playing games with her. We might go out, and that didn't change all that much. If we were going out, it just changed what we were doing. So instead of going out to eat or something, we'd walk around the neighborhood or skateboard or whatever. But now nothing really changed. We're going out more. We'll go out to eat every now and then, but all of the hobbies I have with my friends, playing games with them, watching movies with them, that all still happens online. So just another day, just another year, pretty much.
I totally get that. That is exactly how I feel about it too. Like, it's my friend group, like we mostly do a lot of our stuff online too, but even now that things are starting to clear up, like I don't even feel like we really get out and nothing's really changed. Like we still do most of our stuff online because it's so much more convenient, especially since a lot of my friends are more into PC gaming, so we're not the type of people to just pick up our towers and drag them to one specific location like the old Halo days, back when you'd bring a CRT and an Xbox and do LAN parties and stuff like that. We don't have to do that anymore because the internet exists. So.
Funny you bring that up. The one thing that did change during the pandemic was I didn't have any LAN events, but since everything started to ease back up, I've already been to one LAN event with my friends, same friends that I play online with. We all will get together, and this time we happened to go up to New York because we had a wedding that was happening that same week. So we all just gamed up in New York for a week, all in the same room, brought our towers, and we're getting ready to do it again here in August. We're going to get all of our towers together and go to University of Louisville and have a 200-man LAN. It's going to be super fun.
What do you even do in a 200-man LAN?
The same thing you do from your room, but with your buds. We go out to eat in Mexican restaurants, and we all find games to play together. Sometimes there'll be like a room-wide Jackbox party that goes on.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of really fun stuff. We'll play Mafia. But yeah, it's all the stuff you'd expect. Another fun part of it, I love fighting games. With that many people coming to a LAN convention, there's a good number of them that enjoy playing fighting games. There's always a Smash tournament that goes on, and the Smash tournament, the winning prize for first place is like a brand new graphics card and stuff like that. So it's all really, really fun stuff, and I'm really glad, now that everything's settling back down, going back to a normal, we can do those types of things again. So that's my real answer. LAN parties. That's what's changed.
That sounds awesome.
That does sound very awesome.
All right, well, let's go ahead and jump into the first character, or characters, I guess, since this technically is a twin combo. So back in March, we got the first Nintendo. I think it was March. We got the first Nintendo Direct of the year. And obviously it was going to start with the Smash trailer, but everyone thought that it started with a DLC or a sequel in a way to Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and then it obviously turned into the Smash trailer for Pyra and Mythra. Did any one of you think that this trailer was actually for Xenoblade 2 or any kind of DLC, or did you know from the beginning that it was Smash?
I did not know that it was going to be Smash, and I actually enjoyed the fake out. Anything that catches me by surprise is always welcome, and I was very happy about that.
For me, watching the Pyra Mythra reveal, I'm gonna be honest. I was a little bit indifferent about what it was. I was like, oh, okay, Xenoblade, good for them. I'm glad that these anime fans are getting what they want. And then it was a Smash reveal. It's like, oh, okay, another sortie. It was bound to happen. We were bound to get another one of these. This one looks cool. And then, now I resent the character a little bit. It's a good character, but
Look, you have to think of it this way. Sakurai heard that y'all didn't want any more anime sword fighters, so he just put the anime swords in the game instead.
I mean, fair enough. I'm not one to complain about anime sword fighters. But yeah, I was still a little bit indifferent. I'm not a big Xeno fan, although I appreciate it for what it is.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people were upset because, I mean, obviously they wanted Rex because he's the main character in Xenoblade, and up until I guess with Min Min, there was always the trope where like the title character of the series was going to be the one that got in, and then obviously Min Min's not the main character of ARMS, and she got in, and now you have. I mean, they're technically still the main character, but they're not, the one that they show like on the box, right. Being Rex.
The poster boy, if you will.
Yeah, the poster boy. So there were people, obviously, and then he got a Mii Fighter costume back when the game came out. So everyone was like, oh, Xenoblade 2 is not coming. So it was really exciting for those people to be able to get the character that they, I guess, halfway wanted. But as far as the character being able to swap between the heavier Pyra, who hits like a truck, and then you have Mythra, who is really fast, and I think Mythra is probably the more balanced out of the two, and I prefer to play as Mythra because I like fast characters. But as far as the character themselves go, Jason, you see a lot of people at the tournament like playing them, or do you think that they're really cool looking characters in general?
I'm trying to think if I have necessarily. I see it in friendlies, and I think that's it. I mean, I'm spread thin once a bracket goes live, but I don't remember necessarily anybody trying to main, especially in the semifinals and finals. Nobody that, if my memory serves me correctly, nobody's trying to main Pyra Mythra. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say definitely in finals, only characters you probably see right now are Pokemon Trainer and Joker, because it's always the same finals every single time I go.
Those guys are nuts. They are out of their minds, cracked.
Like we are 2 weeks in a row for Game 10. Between that is an intense rivalry.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. Jonathan, what about you? Do you think that they're like cool characters? I know you said you resent them. Does that mean that you resent like playing against them, or is it just because of where they come from?
Oh, it's just playing against them. It feels so bad. The down air into up smash from Pyra. Oh, that's nutty. Oh, it's nutty. It feels so bad to get hit against. It's like getting down air need, except for it seems less cool.
Oh yeah.
It's good. They're good. I think they're cool. I think they're really cool characters, and I think they're really good characters. Just not quite my cup of tea as far as aesthetic goes, and aesthetic has it goes a long way for me in choosing my fighting game characters. But if I'm fighting up against one, I'm sweating. So
yeah, I think it's just the fact that how much pressure can be put on you with Mythra, and then all of a sudden you can just switch over to Pyra and just catch somebody off guard, hit them one time, and kill them. Yeah, I think that's probably the big part about it, I guess. I think they're cool though. And Jonathan, I do want to point out that last time we did one of these, you predicted that the next character that was going to be after Sephiroth was going to be a Nintendo character. So congratulations for getting that one correct.
Yeah, good job.
Yeehaw!
Good job. There is a dynamic to Pyra Mythra, and I'm always late to the party. But I don't know how many characters this applies to, that you get to control more than one character when you're on the board. Certainly, Pokemon Trainer, and of course, back in the day, help me remember, which Smash Brothers was it that Zelda would turn into Sheik? Is that
it was Melee on GameCube and Brawl on the Wii.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then the only reason why they cut that out was because the 3DS couldn't handle it. So that's why they made Zelda and Sheik their own characters. And then Zero Suit Samus, when she came along, it was you could only switch between them by doing Zelda's Final Smash.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that, because Zero Suit was technically in Brawl, right?
Yep.
But you couldn't select her on the character select screen, right? Or am I?
There was a way to do it. It was the same way you like had to select Sheik. I think you had to like hold down a certain button or something to start a Zero Suit Samus.
Gotcha.
How
That is so
interesting.
weird. I forgot all about that.
It's wild.
Yep.
It's wild.
3DS
But yeah, with
Go ahead.
Pyra Mythra, just that dynamic of having a heavy hitter and then a fast player. And someone was explaining to me about Pokemon Trainer and how that whole dynamic plays out. I think it's really cool.
Yeah. Well, jumping from them up until let's see, what is today? July 7th. So what was it? I guess it was about almost a month ago now. Is whenever we got the Nintendo E3 Direct, where they started off with another fake out trailer, which to me at least it looked like they were gonna like that first second where you see Ganondorf makes you think, okay, my gosh, we're starting with Breath of the Wild 2. And then you have that second where you get to think about it, and it's like, oh, this is actually Ganondorf from Smash and not the zombie Ganon that's in Breath of the Wild 2.
Right.
And then it turns into a Smash trailer, and then you just see this muscular torso just carrying Ganondorf, which I imagine Ganon weighs like a ton. Like Kazuya's got some immense strength behind him to be able to just pick him up.
He could have done it with one hand behind his back.
I'll take your word on it. But and then you see this figure throw Ganondorf over a cliff into a pit of lava, and then suddenly Jonathan gets his Tekken rep Kazuya into Smash.
Look, I gotta let y'all know, this whole time, right, I was like, man, I want Heihachi. Man, I want Heihachi. Man, Heihachi. This is like if I wanted a Street Fighter character. It's like, man, I really hope I get Ken. Man, I really hope I get Ken, and then I get Ryu. It's the same thing. I got exactly what I wanted, just a little bit of different flavor, and I'm so thrilled about it. As soon as I saw the the on top of the volcano, someone's carrying Ganon, I was like, please don't don't psych me out. This has to be what I think it is. And surely enough, I got exactly what I asked for. Well, adjacent to exactly what I asked for.
Yeah.
I mean, if I saw that family tree thing right, I mean, isn't Kazuya this Heihachi's son? So
yes, and not to go too far back into like Tekken, but Kazuya and Heihachi have shared a lot of moves throughout all the games, and it's not until the more recent games, like past Tekken 4, where Kazuya became more and more his own character. Heihachi became more his own character, I should say. But yeah, they share identical move types with just some slight differences here and there, like the Devil Gene.
yeah. So I think it's fair to say that you are really excited. Because I mean, I don't think you've put down the controller from playing him since he came out.
Pretty much. I gotta get good, man. I gotta get good.
Every day we check in with Jonathan. What's he doing? He's practicing the electric fist.
Always.
That's it.
Jason, when you saw the trailer, how'd it go? Were you excited?
I'm aggravated that I wasn't paying enough attention that Kazuya was great news for Jonathan. I wish I would have seen Kazuya and thought, oh, Jonathan's gonna love that. But as soon as he said it, I was happy. I was happy to know, just because especially for a player that I also consider a friend. If they're happy, if they're excited, then that makes me happy too, for sure. And I just love all of the. So you guys can sort of appreciate this. I'm a gamer definitely from the '90s. So like, the Sega versus Nintendo stuff from 1991 on, Sonic versus Mario and all of that, and just all the trash talk between Sega and Nintendo. Anything that blurs the lines where Nintendo has literally created a game where all of the IPs can go against one another. I just think it's fantastic. So any step they take to include another IP, oh my gosh, I'm super happy about it. I mean, I'm not a Mortal Kombat guy, but if we get a Mortal Kombat character in the long run, I'll be happy because it's another line that they're blurring, and then it's just great.
Yeah. Well, I feel like the way that Jonathan feels about Kazuya is probably how I felt about when they announced Banjo.
Banjo, yeah.
It's just like that character that just really gets you hyped. And there is a video on the very end of this channel, like the way back on this channel, where you can actually hear me screaming into a microphone about Banjo, except the audio is distorted, so I sound like an evil villain. But it's really funny if you listen to it. So let's go ahead and talk about his gameplay. We got like a 45-minute showcase where Sakurai was just showing how this guy's got like 40 different moves, and I sat there and actually had the time to once he came out to break down like all these moves and actually learn how to. I finally figured out how to play with these characters using that number pad format. But anyway, Jonathan, as the Tekken character, how does it feel to play with Kazuya?
It is incredible. Like, I don't think many people will pick up on some of the more subtle things they did to make this character like so one-to-one with how he is in the games. Like, since the first Tekken, you've had the 10-hit combo, quote-unquote 10-hit combo, right? Well, in the games, in Tekken, it's kind of a meme. Like, those combos aren't true combos. You just kind of throw them out maybe as block strings every now and then. But if someone hits you with a 10-hit combo, they're kind of just joking around with you. And it's kind of the same thing in Smash, where you start doing the 10-hit combo, it's like, oh man, I didn't mean to do this. This is not good. They're just going to walk out and hit me. Things like that. Things like Electric Wind God Fist being arguably the best move in the game. Just like in Tekken, it's very, very cool to see how true to the character they were. I love it.
Yeah, I got to learn a lot about Tekken from that 45-minute presentation. It's like every time Sakurai comes up, it's like, he just knows so much about these different characters and their friends. I guess he has to do a lot of research into it. And sometimes when he doesn't have a lot of stuff to say, he'll teach you how to count in binary. So I guess that's one way to pad out the showcase. But anyway, yeah, I was really impressed by how all of his moves. I think the one thing I guess I was expecting, because Terry received that whenever they announced him, was like being able to move cancel. But I guess that's just not something that's in Tekken that is in King of Fighters. So
you'd actually might be surprised. One of the things that makes electric so important is you can, I don't want to say cancel, but you can start up the animation for the electric out of more moves like the trip. If you do the trip move or you do the sweep, you can get electric out of those, and it's not quite a cancel, but it's effectively the same thing where it combos into it. True.
Wow, that's intimidating.
It's super scary.
Now, back to you, Jason. As far as like tournaments go, last Monday was the first tournament since he came out, and I don't think anyone played him. It wasn't like I know the couple of times that I've been present during when DLC dropped, I think there was at least one or two people that like picked him up, but I didn't see anyone playing. I guess, Jonathan, were you playing Kazuya during the tournament?
Exclusively.
Okay, so Jonathan was the person I was getting ready to ask about, so that makes sense.
Yeah. Besides Jonathan, I didn't see anybody else using him. But
do you remember the person I went up against in game one? Because we dittoed for the first match. I think he used him a couple times.
I can look at the bracket right here, actually.
I don't remember. Not to get off topic, but I will say that what's his name? Hutch, I believe it's the name he goes by.
Yeah.
Falco character. So when I had to play him, and I think it was round 2 or 3 maybe. We went 1-1, and then he looked at me and he said, "Hey, do you want to do a Ganon Ditto for the last match?" And of course I accepted because I main Ganondorf, and that was actually a really close game. But I was not expecting someone to this, hey, you want a Ganon Ditto? Especially since he's like, I mean, technically he's a low tier, even though it just all depends on how you play him. But yeah, it just really caught me off guard. That's how that went down.
Jonathan, I'm glad you said that. You're exactly right. The kid that you went against in round 1, Madden, he used Kazuya,
So is your Kazuya going to be ready to win the tournament next week or next?
Absolutely not. Look, I could get every electric out ever. I could be a genius, but I'd have to spend a lot of time learning just fundamentals better than what I know them now to be able to keep up with these guys that are going to game 10. It's going to take a little bit.
All you have to do is just practice against the level 9 CPU.
I mean, you say that. I don't know.
I haven't done it yet. I've heard that's a nightmare to do that.
Yeah.
So, the last thing I have listed here is: do you think Kazuya is busted?
I do, but I also think that Pikachu is busted, and Pikachu doesn't get very much representation either. So, busted maybe is a strong word, but I think I would use it.
I mean, he's also a character you had to pay $6 for, so I mean, he's obviously going to have a gimmick that makes him busted. Like, I have the Smash roster pulled up because I was curious. I couldn't remember how many actual characters are in this game, which, if you wanted to know, is 81 currently. So the final one. So the game's going to round out with 82 characters in it. But just looking at the DLC list, other than Plant and maybe Byleth, every single character's got some weird gimmick that makes them, I don't want to say better, but it gives them to what I would call an advantage over a base roster character. So that's just the way I see it, because I'm like, I mean, Piranha Plant doesn't really have anything, but I don't want to go through this entire list of stuff, but you've got stuff like Sephiroth and Kazuya and Terry having things that happen, like when they take a certain amount of damage, or Hero having a menu that he can select moves off of, stuff like that.
Pour one out for Hero. Wish that character were good.
Hey, there's one more update before this game is finalized, so maybe they'll buff Hero. But only if you play as the Dragon Quest IV Hero, because I think that's probably the least played alt, so it only applies to him.
I don't know. Dragon Quest VIII Hero's the only hero I care to play as.
You said 8? So is that the one with the hamster in his pocket?
Yeah.
I think I like the Dragon Quest III Hero, the one that looks like Goku.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one for sure.
Everybody always just says Goku's in Smash.
That's funny.
So yeah, anyway, that's pretty much it for as far as like our Pyra, Mythra, and Kazuya discussion. But while we're here, I do want to just quickly ask you guys some of your favorite games that were also announced during that E3 Direct. Does anyone have anything? I know, Jason, you told me you're excited about Metroid.
Yeah, I either that day or the next day I pre-ordered Dread as soon as I could. I know that they were sort of apologizing for a lack of Metroid Prime 4, but I was telling somebody else that I've never been, I'm not huge on Metroid, but the Metroid that I love is 2D Metroid, and like they've been talking about, there has not been a 2D Metroid in about 19 years. So Metroid Dread just looks absolutely beautiful, and can't wait to play it in October.
Not to mention, it's been 19 years, but that game has been canceled, I think, 2 or 3 times. Like they've started on it like a couple of times and just never been able to see it through.
Yeah.
Jonathan, what about you? Do you have a pick from the show?
Nothing that I'm like terribly excited to play, but the 2 things that really stood out to me first was obviously Metroid Dread. Super, super happy to see games come out of development hell. I absolutely love it. It's good.
Yeah.
Good to see things, creativity getting brought, especially when the fans have been wanting something so long. Love to see that. The other one that actually stood out to me, and I believe this was the Nintendo E3 presentation, but I could be wrong, was Dodgeball Academia.
I don't remember seeing that one.
That it might not have been the Nintendo one. I just assumed it was. But yeah, other than that, just Metroid for me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what is Dodgeball Academia? You can't just bring it up and not talk about it.
Okay. So it from what it showed in the trailer, it's a dodgeball little 2D game. It looks like a more indie game that is reminiscent of the old Camelot Mario Tennis games, and I loved those Mario Tennis games. And I was really hoping that we would get something like a spiritual successor to that, where it's an RPG, it's a tournament arc, it's a sports game, and it looks like Dodgeball Academia might be a little bit of that, and I'm hoping it's what it is.
Oh, cool.
That is so funny. That looks like fun.
What if the next sports game that Camelot does is not Mario Baseball like I want them to do, but they make like their own version of Knockout City, but it's just Mario characters?
Ooh, that would be weird. Interesting.
Apparently, dodgeball games are on the rise between that and Knockout.
Yeah, I know. I thought that was really weird that Dodgeball Academia came out at this, or was announced right as Knockout City became a big flash in the pan. Real fun game.
Right.
Now, I couldn't help but notice that you guys didn't spend any time talking about Mario Party Superstars, and that's probably the one game out of that whole thing I was the most excited for, because I absolutely love Mario Party, and not just Mario Party, but N64 Mario Party, and this is like the best thing that could have ever happened. As someone who's a Mario Party fan like myself.
Fill me in on that, because I'm a little bit I'm unread.
Okay, so to keep this short, Mario Party Superstars obviously it's using the same engine as Super Mario Party that came out a few years ago, but all of the boards are remakes of the boards from Mario Parties 1, 2, and 3. Like, they're taking like the greatest hits from those. But the mini games, there's over 100 mini games in it, and they're taking mini games from every single Mario Party that's ever been out. So 1 through 10, I think there's even ones from like the Game Boy Advance Mario Party if they were able to work with it. And they're reworking all of them, remastering all the audio for them, and bringing them up to the Switch standard of it. But the game looks gorgeous. It's going to have full online support, so you can play all the boards, all the mini games online with your friends. They just did that for Super Mario Party, but they're actually making it better by giving you the option to do save states when playing online games. So if you're playing games with a group of friends and somebody has to go, it'll save your progress so you can come pick it up later, which I think is one of the biggest quality of life improvements that Mario Party could have ever used.
That's awesome.
Is crazy. Like, I would not have expected Nintendo to do something that is that utility focused and reasonable. Like, that's something that has been in the Civilization games for a long time, and I know that Mario Party is not a Civilization game by any means, but like, that's sick. I love to hear it.
Yeah.
I hope we don't end up with another Mario Party Top 100, you know? That's what I'm...
So there are... they have specifically gone out of their way to say that any of the... They're not just like reusing the assets from like the top 100 mini games that like were put in there. They've completely gone in and reworked everything again. So anything that they had upscaled for the 3DS version and whatever they've done, they're not like just grabbing that and dropping it and giving it a fresh coat of paint. Like, they've gone through and completely redid everything. There's about a 45-minute or so Nintendo Treehouse section where it's just them playing like one of the boards. So there's a lot to unpack with that thing in particular. And I think this is going to be like the definitive Mario Party. And I hope that instead of doing another one a couple years from now, they will actually just put more of the boards from the older games in this one. Because they said there's only going to be 5, which is not a lot of boards to play with. So I'm hoping they'll just keep adding to this one and making it better.
That sounds like what my hopes are for another Nintendo game.
What is that?
Smash.
Oh. And then, of course, we would be remiss to not talk about Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah.
So we got to see gameplay for the first time instead of just seeing a cutscene. Without going too far down the rabbit hole of rumors or anything like that, like, what were the overall... How did you guys feel watching that trailer?
I loved watching Link fly, especially as we anticipate Skyward Sword HD coming up. Just seeing the picture of Link, not fly, but kind of do the drop.
The paraglider? Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah. Sorry, paraglider.
I actually forgot that was announced. Yeah, no, I take it back what I said. Metroid, yes, excited. Yeah, I'm probably not going to play it. I'm excited that it's getting out. I'm not going to play it. Breath of the Wild 2, that's something I'll probably play. I actually just, I think it was 2 days ago, started my first play of Breath of the Wild. So.
Really? Like you're just now playing it?
Yeah, the only game I've ever played on the Switch is Smash Bros. So.
Are you serious? That's awesome.
Look, I bought this thing for Smash Bros, man. But yeah, I looked through and was like, wait a minute, my wife bought Breath of the Wild. I want to play it. And
oh man,
I've been
That's
really
awesome.
Casually, really just taking my time, enjoying scenery, enjoying what the game has to offer, and it is a vibe and a half. It's so good.
Yeah, totally.
Well, you know, when you get done, you have to play Mario Odyssey, right?
I actually have moved around in Mario Odyssey. I didn't play it, but I moved around on it. I don't know, man. I think nostalgia has me locked into my Mario 64 ways. I think if I'm playing a 3D Mario, I'd rather it just be Mario 64. But I know that's like really like just 100% nostalgia goggles and whatnot. But that's how I feel.
Did you buy Mario 3D All Stars?
I didn't.
Well, now you can't.
I'll let you borrow my copy, Jonathan.
I appreciate you, Jason.
I got a sealed copy on my desk, and 10 years from now, when you can't find it anymore, I'm going to sell it to some chump for $400.
There you go.
Run it, dude. Run it.
Anyway, so when I was originally making these notes, I didn't plan on us talking about this, but we'll just quickly hit on this topic because yesterday the Switch Pro, with an air quotes around Pro, was finally shown off. We only heard about it since the day the Switch launched, but the Nintendo Switch OLED model was announced yesterday. And if you only play your Switch on a TV, there's no point in buying it because there's no improvements to the hardware other than an OLED screen and a better kickstand. The thing is like, you know, I have to look at this two ways. Like, we all knew that there was going to be probably a new Switch model coming, but the internet led us to believe that it was going to be a Pro model, like an actual Pro model. But obviously we had no reason to believe that it would be. So I wasn't as let down as some people on the internet are by this. I don't know though, like, as far as the way it looks, and obviously I don't think either one of y'all are probably going to pick one up unless your Switch breaks like mine did, but is breaking, and we put it that way. But like, as far as like everything about it though, like how are you guys feeling about this device? And I guess that's all that I got to say. Like, how do you guys feel about it, pretty much?
Yeah. I was excited to see it announced. I was, like the whole wide world, I was disappointed there's no 4K. Not that I have a 4K TV, so that's, further irrelevant for me. Like I said, I do 95% of my gaming on the TV. So the kids, they do the handheld stuff, but that's not really for me. So Nintendo, I admire Nintendo for doing what they want to do, and they are, for better or for worse, it seems like they're deaf to the fans a lot, but seems to be working for them.
The only thing I'll say in their defense is that for the past 30 months, the Nintendo Switch has been the best-selling console. So
there you go. Yeah,
it's printing money, so they're going to do whatever they want to do instead of what they need to do, pretty much. But
yeah,
I totally feel that. The only I don't even care about it being 4K. Like, the Switch screen can be 720 if it needs to be, even with the OLED panel. My thing was like, just upgrade the hardware, like the internals of the system, because we're almost 5 years into the Switch's life, and it's already having problems running Switch games that are made for it, not like third-party stuff. I don't know if you guys have played Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, but it has moments where it chugs and the frame rate dips, and it's not the most enjoyable experience having to have that happen. So Jonathan, what about you, man? How you feel about the Switch Pro? Or Switch OLED. Sorry, I keep wanting to say Switch Pro.
So I think it's really good that it seems fairly reasonably priced. I like that. But other than that, I really don't see any reason to buy one unless either A, you don't have a Switch, or B, you just happen to want a second Switch. I will say the dock of the thing, if they sell that standalone, I'd be pretty happy with that because I feel like the dock is the most valuable part of it.
Mhm.
That's pretty much it. A little disappointed that they didn't, like you said, speed up the hardware, get a little bit. You guys plan on using the Switch for a little while longer, right? Let's increase those numbers a little bit. But
So there is you can buy the Switch dock, the new Switch dock separately, but you can only buy it from Nintendo's website.
all right, fair enough.
I'm going to see if I can find the price for it real quick.
Yeah, let me know if you see it. I think the dock is pretty cool. Having the Ethernet port in there, that's good.
Mhm.
Keep that up. Wasn't there some other stuff? Doesn't it have like a stand or something, or doesn't it look pretty? I don't know.
It's so instead of it having like that really janky kickstand, the whole back of it is a kickstand. If you've ever seen like a Microsoft Surface before, it's got like the same type of kickstand that thing's got, where the whole back of it pops out, and it has 64 gigs of storage instead of the 32, and then of course the LAN port on the back of it. And they keep saying that it has enhanced audio, but nobody knows what that means.
Right.
But far as they have not listed the price of the new dock on the website. They are selling new cases for it though. That are because technically it'll work in your current accessories. It uses the same Joy-Cons and everything, but the Switch is technically this like 0.1 inches bigger, and it may affect how it rests in cases. They've confirmed that it really is not compatible with Labo, like the VR stuff. But they are selling new cases for it on their website as well. That are just to match the color scheme. And by the way, I think the white model with the white dock is the sexiest thing I think I've ever seen.
It does look good. It looks good. That's the one that's the one that I originally saw. I was like, oh, okay, it at least looks cool. That's something. So if you're in the market for a Switch, I mean, I think those would make good Christmas presents 6 months from now.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's worth noting they also are doing the neon red and blue variant of it as well. If you'd rather have that, I don't know. I like it. Y'all are talking about like somebody needing a second Switch, or if you don't have one. I think, I totally agree. Like if you have a functioning Switch, especially if you play on TV mode, there's no reason to upgrade to this new model, unless you're like me. Like I can't emphasize this enough. My Switch is like, it's being held together by like 2 screws. I don't know where the other ones have gone to, because it literally sits in the dock for most of the time, but they are just gone. So I don't know what's happened. There's some kind of thief, that I guess a ghost in my house, that literally just pulls the screws out of my Switch slowly but surely. So it's about to fall apart. My Joy-Cons all have drift, and I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet and get this new one. But I mean, for $50 more, it's worth it in my opinion. Just go ahead and get this one.
Yeah,
I think what would be the pro gamer move is if Nintendo makes a Switch Lite OLED. Like, that seems to make more sense, since all the functionality, like all the enhancements to the Switch OLED is just like for portable play, pretty much.
Yep.
Just go ahead and make it even cheaper and make that the new Switch Lite. Like, that'd be kind of sick, I think, right?
Yeah, I think the reason why they did this is because a long time ago, there was a report that came out that Nintendo had purchased a bunch of 7-inch OLED panels from Samsung, because this literally had like a warehouse of them just sitting around, and that's where I think where this came from. They saw the opportunity to buy all of these and make a higher end model Switch. I'm sure there's a way to do the Switch Lite with it as well. I just don't think that they're gonna. It obviously won't be a 7-inch Switch Lite because it won't be a Lite anymore. They'd be just selling the regular Switch without a dock, which I mean, some people would be okay with that. So
If they my thought process is, since the enhancements are all for like the portable play, they could just take out the functionality of having it be dockable, make it that much cheaper, and have an enhanced experience for the handheld mode only. I think that, I mean, that sounds kind of baller to me, but I don't know.
yeah, I was trying to see. I was trying to see if I could find another article that talked about the Switch dock. I would imagine that it's the same price as the old dock. Wait, oh wait. While no price or release date was announced, we expect it to take the current dock price of $60 and possibly push it a little higher to account for added features.
Yeah, if it's like $70, I think that's reasonable enough. I think that's something like I would probably try to convince someone who didn't have a Switch dock or their Switch dock broke. I think I'd try to say, hey, this is the Switch dock you want. It's Nintendo, it's official, and it's got this enhanced functionality. I think this is what you want. I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the picture of the back of the dock right now, and if you are watching the video of this, you can. So this will be on the screen as well. There's actually added ventilation on the back of it, so that will actually help with cooling. So if you're someone like me whose Switch constantly overheats, you will probably have an easier time with that. And I didn't realize this also, but they actually got rid of the USB port on the back in favor of the LAN instead of putting it on there as well. So you are losing a USB port, but most people were using that for an Ethernet port anyway. So
True.
you win some, you lose some. But anyway, that little bit of Switch Pro turned into a hefty but also worthwhile discussion.
Yep.
About that. Again, still saying Switch Pro. I'll have to break myself with that one at some point.
Right.
So as we wrap up, we have to do this every single time we have one of these, but we have to talk about what character is going to be next for Smash. And of course, this is going to be the last character unless we end up getting a they say, okay, yeah, we're not making another Fighters Pass, but we are also going to release a separate character. We don't know when it's coming, kind of thing. And now that one, if they do that, that'll be Waluigi. I'm willing to bet. But I did go back and listen to what everyone's previous predictions were. Of course, I said earlier in the show that Jonathan called that a Nintendo character was next, and he also said that he wanted Yoshimitsu, and he got his Tekken rep, so I think that one's kind of out there.
I got better than Yoshi. I let myself down by saying it. I was lowering my expectations by asking for Yoshimitsu, and I got Kazuya. Let's go.
I mean,
that's awesome.
As someone who plays more Soul Calibur than Tekken, though, having Yoshimitsu bouncing around on a sword, that just sounds like a fun character to play with. But I'm happy for you, though.
Yeah, I much prefer Kazuya. Like, Kazuya's the dream character, but I still think Yoshimitsu would have been a better character choice. He makes more sense. You get 2 game representation there.
Yeah. So, Jonathan, your other pick was an FPS character, which is not deconfirmed. So it could possibly still be Doom Guy, as you said, or a lot of people keep saying Master Chief. I don't think that's happening because they already got a Microsoft character. And even though if they did try to tie it in with Halo Infinite's release later this year, that would be kind of cool. But I don't think that one's going to happen. And Jason, you jokingly said Frogger, and I think Frogger has more of a chance than Master Chief. So I don't know. And I said Crash Bandicoot and Spyro, one of those two. As we're jumping now to what character we think this next one will be, my money's still on Crash. Unless it's Nintendo first party, and then it's probably going to be Rabid Peach. I don't want that one, but it's possible.
Ooh, that's like an Ubisoft rep, pretty much.
Yeah. It could be any Ubisoft character, honestly. It doesn't have to be Mario Rabbids, I guess.
Yeah.
Jason?
I don't know.
New picks?
Yeah, I mean, ever since Monkey Drip said he said Prince of Persia this week, that's been sticking in my brain. I never know. I would love to see. You said there's no. You said Master Chief seems unlikely, but I would love to see Master Chief. But yeah, but you know, one of those two. That's my prediction for what it's worth.
All right, Jonathan, final predictions, man.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna double down on this FPS character thing, right? But what I would ideally get is Master Chief, right? But because Microsoft owns Bethesda now, we could do Master Chief with a Doom guy skin. That'd be pretty sick. That would be like, I think a lot of people would love that. But I want to take it the more mini route. I kind of want Fortnite Jonesy in. I think that would be funny. I think that would be super funny. Either Fortnite Jonesy or Tracer from Overwatch. Give me one of those really memey characters that people are going to be real let down, but also hyped about.
You know, I'm not the biggest Overwatch fan, but I think I would rather have Tracer than Fortnite Jonesy.
Give me Jonesy. Dude, we could have Minecraft Steve and Jonesy build off against each other? Come on.
It'd be so fun. That'd be a lot of fun.
Man, now that you say that, it would be kind of funny. I don't know if you guys play Fortnite, but there's currently like this big controversial argument that's happening in their community because they added Rick from Rick and Morty to the battle pass for this current season. And as my friend Michael, who's on the main show, was talking about, like, Fortnite is like very cringe, and the people who really like Rick and Morty, they always think that like Fortnite is cringe, and the people who really like Fortnite think that Rick and Morty is cringe. So with them adding Rick to Fortnite is like, you just have this divisive argument going on, and I feel like that's how I feel about Fortnite invading Smash Brothers. But I don't know.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Keep going.
No, you're good. No, I don't have anything else to say. You go ahead. I
embrace that cringe. Put it into an IV and pump it into my veins. Give it to me. I love
it. Oh. Well, there you got it. So we've got Crash Bandicoot, a possible Master Chief from Jason, and Fortnite Jonesy as the final picks. So we have a pretty good chance there, and I'm still holding out hope. I don't know if it's going to be a Nintendo character or not, just because like I feel like I've mentioned this before. Like I feel like they're gonna try to end this on a bang, right? Like you start off kind of low with Min Min, you hit like really high highs with Steve and Sephiroth back to back, and then you kind of tank a little bit with Pyra and Mythra. You come back up with Kazuya, and then. Are they going to end on a low note again? That's what they did with Byleth. I mean, I love Fire Emblem, but a lot of people don't like Fire Emblem. They don't like Fire Emblem and Smash Brothers. So that kind of was kind of a letdown to the first pass, especially if you thought that was going to be the only Fire's pass. So do they? I don't know. I feel like any Nintendo character is going to make it drop. Like I don't think there's the only hyped Nintendo characters I can think of would be Geno and Waluigi, and Geno's deconfirmed. Waluigi's is an assist trophy. So I don't know.
Don't say deconfirmed. Don't say that. We love Geno. We love Geno.
Maybe the Geno costume was a fake out. So they were like, but there's so many different ways to look at that where I don't think that's going to happen. But I'll hold out hope.
To just point it out, I think so. Fighters Pass 2 had 2 Nintendo reps, right? Mm-hmm. And Fighters Pass 1 only had Byleth as the Nintendo rep. So I think it's a pretty good chance that we could see a third-party character here. And then, like you said, if they do happen to say, okay, that was the last of the Fighters Pass, we did want to include this as like our parting gift, I would see that being a Nintendo character. It could be like Waluigi, since, you know, there's been that whole meme since the game came out. But
I feel like that would hit the same levels as like them saying, okay, we're not going to include Piranha Plant in the first Fighters Pass, but you can buy him separately, or you got it for free if you bought the game when it first came out.
Yeah.
I always just associate Plant with the first pass. That way it's 6 and 6. So like they started with a Nintendo. If you look at it that way, they started with a Nintendo character, they ended with Nintendo, and then the second pass started with Min Min. Granted, they've had Pyra Mythra halfway through it. and then they end. I don't know. It could go anyway, honestly.
Yep.
But I think that is going to do it for our discussion today. Do you guys have anything you'd like to plug, social media or anything like that, before we wrap things up for good?
Yeah, check out Next Gen Newsweek. It's a pretty good YouTube channel.
Yes. Next Gen News Week.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
That's about all I got to promote. I'm definitely not promoting my Twitter. You've seen that thing, Mitch. It's not. It's not something to promote.
Not even the Twitch or anything, man.
No, I don't want to do that unless I'm like streaming regularly, and I haven't been. So, thank you though.
True. Jason, what you got?
Yeah, just Big Dad Games on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, buddy. We're in the process of trying to figure out if streaming these tournaments is going to be a viable option. So stay tuned.
That'd be awesome.
Once we figure that one out.
Yep.
So that's something to look forward to. Thank you guys again for coming to hang out for round 3 of Smash Brothers.
Yep.
And,
Thank you.
Can't wait to do another one of these, and we'll do some other Nintendo related stuff once Smash is closed out. So just so we can keep these conversations going. But again, thanks for coming to hang, and we'll see you guys at the next Smash tournament.
All
Hey
right.
man, thanks for having us. Can't wait to see you there.
Thanks, Meech.
Yep.